The Forgotten Cemetery. Hidden deep inside Blackwood Forest was a cemetery that no longer appeared on any map. Its gravestones were old, its gates were chained shut, and according to the town's oldest residents, no one buried there was supposed to be remembered every year. Appeared on every grave, nobody lit them. Nobody ever saw who did, but everyone knew one rule. If you hear your name whispered, never answer. 30 years ago, 4 teenagers entered the cemetery after midnight. Only one came back. He refused to speak. For the rest of his life, the only thing he ever wrote was, "They don't want visitors, they want replacements." Evan Brooks, a paranormal photographer, dismissed the story as another local legend. At 11:50 p.m., he climbed over the rusted gate. The cemetery was silent. Rows of forgotten graves disappeared into the darkness. Some headstones had no names. Others had names that had been scratched away. At exactly 12 a.m., every candle lit itself one by one without a sound. Evan lifted his camera as the flash went off. He noticed something strange in the photo. Someone was standing beside him, an old woman, dressed in black. When he lowered the camera, she was gone. His phone suddenly vibrated. No signal, no service, yet one message appeared. "You're standing on my grave." Evan looked down. The dirt beneath his feet was fresh. Slowly, hand began pushing up through the soil. He stumbled backward, then whispers surrounded him soft close. "Stay. Don't leave. There's one space left." Evan ran toward the cemetery gate, but it was gone. Only more graves stood where the exit should have been. Then he noticed something that made his blood run cold. A brand new headstone stood directly in front of him. The stone was clean, untouched by age. Carved into it was one name: Evan Brooks. Underneath were today's date and the words, "Beloved visitor." The next morning, police found Evan's camera lying beside the oldest grave in the cemetery. The final photograph showed every grave empty except one. A man in dark clothes stood among the tombstones, looking directly into the camera. He was smiling. It was Evan. The photograph quickly spread across the internet. Everyone believed it had been edited. He was smiling. It was Evan. He pulled out an old photograph taken in 1963, standing beside the same grave. He was smiling. It was Evan. The timestamp on the back of the photograph was real. It had been developed more than 60 years earlier. No one could explain it. 3 nights later, the police returned to the cemetery. Was still there. This time, it was recording. The video showed an empty graveyard. Nothing moved then. One by one, every gravestone slowly turned to face the camera. A cold voice whispered through the mic, "We're finally complete." The recording ended the next morning. Visitors noticed something new inside the cemetery. Another fresh headstone had appeared there. The recording ended the next morning. Was no name carved into it, only 4 words, waiting for the next.